Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Survival Let's Play. So I'm starting off today's episode over here at an end city, and that's because I'm trying to get all of the challenges completed before 1.20 comes out. So you can see I've only got 3 challenges left now, and I'm thinking I can do this one at the start of today's episode. Levitate up 50 blocks from attacks of a shulker. So I got told if you get hit by a shulker like this, and then you start flying, this actually counts as levitating up by the shulker attack. So you can see I've flown up by a few hundred blocks here, and actually give me the achievement really fast there. It usually takes a little bit longer to come up than that. But yeah, that's how easy it is to complete that achievement, so someone gave me that advice over on TikTok and it actually helped out. Okay, so moving on to the project that I want to do today. Of course my main aim on this world is to collect a stack of every single item, and I want to collect a few of the items from the rare chest today. So we have the creeper head, the zombie head and the skeleton skull. These are the 3 items that I want to try and check off the checklist in today's episode. So some people that have been watching this series for a long time might remember a while ago when I had a bit of a setup over here somewhere. I can't really remember exactly where it was. But I had some charged creepers and then a little obsidian hole where I was dropping some mobs inside. And I was actually collecting some of the mob heads back then. So it was a very scuffed system, it wasn't the best, but I got quite a lot of mob heads, especially the zombie ones. I didn't quite get as many of the creeper and skeleton ones, but I'm hoping to set up some kind of semi-automated system today so I can farm these much easier. And very quickly, for anyone who might be wondering what this is, I do an updated map every few months just when I've made a decent amount of progress on the base. So this is the map from right at the start of the world. You can see I've got my little starter base up there. I think that's a crop farm, the enchanting table, some cows in there. So I had a little bit of progress, but the main island hadn't even been touched at that point. And then this is the latest map, where you can see I've flattened out a lot of the island. I've got the base in the middle, the beacons, the houses, and the farmyard up there. So yeah, I'm hoping I can make a lot more progress pretty soon and then make another one of these maps. Yeah, I just think it's cool to keep track of the progress I've made over time. Okay, so over on the creative world, I'm just going to quickly explain some of the mechanics that I'm going to be using today, just in case anyone's not familiar with this stuff. So this here is a charged creeper. They used to be extremely rare, but they're not as rare these days for a few reasons, which I'll get into soon. So if this charged creeper blows up and it kills a skeleton, a creeper or a zombie, it will drop the mob head. So over on Java, you can only get 1 at a time, so 1 per charged creeper. But over here on Bedrock, you can get as many as you can kill with 1 creeper. So that's what I'm going to be taking advantage of today, and there's actually 3 ways to get a charged creeper. So first of all, you can just wait for a thunderstorm and hope that a creeper gets hit by lightning, but that's probably not going to happen and it's not very efficient. But if you wait for a thunderstorm and then you get a trident with channeling on like I've got here, you can actually just hit the creeper like this. It will hit with lightning and then you've got a charged creeper there. So this is quite a good method, but you do have to wait for a thunderstorm and they're not exactly common, so you could be waiting a long time. So the method I'm going to be using instead, you can see that I've set the weather to rain. So this is not a thunderstorm, this is just rain, and the creeper is standing on top of a lightning rod. So if I hit the lightning rod with the same trident, it will hit with lightning and I get a charged creeper. So this is probably the best way to do it because you don't have to wait for a thunderstorm, you just need it to be raining. And rain is obviously quite common, so this is the method that I'm going to be using to get the charged creepers. And over here I've just got a little setup to show a quick demonstration. So there's 3 creepers, 3 zombies and 3 skeletons inside this box. A charged creeper up above. If I ignite this charged creeper like this and then drop it down, it will kill all of the mobs, and you can see that each of them dropped a skull. So this is the method that I'm going to be using to get the skulls. And like I said, if you did this on Java, you would only get 1 skull. But because I'm on Bedrock, I got 3 of each. So every mob that got killed dropped a skull. So this is what I'm going to try and take advantage of today. I just need to figure out how to make it efficient. So now that I've shown the mechanics that I'm going to use, I need to find a location to build this. And usually I build my farms around here in the farming district or just around the outside. But this farm's going to be quite an ugly build, so I don't really want it too close by to this. But I think I have found the perfect location. But on the way I'm actually just going to stop over at my mob farm. So the reason that I wanted to stop by here is because I'm actually going to be using a very similar design to this when I'm building the mob head farm. So of course I need to get some creepers, zombies and skeletons to spawn. So this is what I'm going to be using. I don't think I'm going to be building all 10 of these layers. I'll probably just build like maybe 4 or 5. And that should be plenty to get the mobs that I need. And I am going to get spiders as well. I don't know if that's going to be a big issue for the farm. I might have to deal with that later on. But yeah, I am going to be building something very similar to this. So I just wanted to stop by here and show this. But if I jump down here, there is a swamp. And I might actually build the farm over here. I forgot this was here. But I was going to build it a little bit further on where there's this mangrove swamp. I thought this would be the perfect location. I'm never going to build anything else over here. I was thinking about destroying a lot of this actually just to get some of the mangrove wood and then the mud. So I think this is going to be the perfect location, somewhere around here. I just need to go and get the resources and then I can get started. Okay, I got a little bit of a setup here. I've got all of the items together that I'm going to need. And I think what I'm going to do first is set up the mob farm over on this side. So there's going to be a 25 block gap between the AFK spot and the mob farm beginning. So I'm going to do 3 layers high and I'm all the way up in the sky here. So the top of the farm, like the very top, is going to be the build limit of the world. I don't really know if it's like more efficient to do it up here in the sky or to do it lower down. But I'm just going to build it as high up as possible. So there's going to be 3 layers to the mob farm on this side. And then on the other side I'm going to go out by 25 blocks again. And then the creeper farm is going to be over on that side. So yeah, I think I'm just going to get started on it straight away. I'm going to come over and do the platform down here. I think I'm just going to build the first platform and then I'll give you like a bird's eye view of it if anyone wants to copy this design or anything like that. So I've got the first platform in place here, but for some reason no mobs are spawning. So I'm 25 blocks away, so they should definitely be able to spawn over there on the platform. It's not lit up or anything like that, it is night time. And I'm about 99% sure that hostile mobs can spawn in the mangrove swamps, so I don't really know why nothing is spawning here. It could possibly because I'm so high up in the world, but I don't think that really matters either on Bedrock Edition. My other hostile mob farm over there that I've just shown is at the previous build limit and that had no issues with any of the spawns, so I don't know why nothing is spawning here. And the game is set to hard, it's not on peaceful or anything like that, so that's not the issue. Okay, I've waited for about 10 minutes now, the sun's starting to come up and I didn't see a single mob spawn there all night. So I'm assuming there is something wrong with this. All I can think of is that it's too high up in the world. So I think I'm going to try it again and build it lower down and see if that makes a difference. And I'm also going to change the location of the farm as well because of these things. So I keep getting frogs spawning on the platform and over here. It's not really a big deal, it wouldn't affect the farm too much, but it would just be annoying to have frogs around all the time getting in the way. So I didn't think frogs would be able to spawn on stone bricks, but apparently they can. Okay, I found a new location to build the farm, and I am actually getting some mob spawns now. So I don't know what the problem was, I assume it's because I built the other one too high up in the air. But this one is built over a plains biome, and it's at Y level 200, so about 100 blocks lower than the other one. And I am getting the mob spawning here, so yeah, this is where I'm going to continue to build the farm. I'm pretty sure I'm never going to be using this location for anything else. It's quite far away from the base. I don't really build too much in plains biomes, and I do actually have the golden sheep just over there. So yeah, everything on my world is kind of close together, like the golden sheep is here, I'm going to be building this here, and if I just fly down here a little bit, it's going to be hard to see because it's night time, but the map art area is just over here. So this is like the farming district, so yeah, everything is pretty close on this world. You don't really see it in videos, it's kind of hard to judge where all of my different projects are. But I do keep everything pretty close together. So I'm just going to pillar up over here and give you a quick view of the farm. I will take the totem out of my hand, just in case anyone else wants to copy it. So this is like one layer of the farm. I'm going to be building 3 of these over on this side. This is where the mobs are going to spawn, and then I'm going to have 3 on the other side where the creepers are going to spawn. So yeah, just in case anyone wants to build along or do this project with me, here is a quick like layout of the platform. And one thing that I thought would be interesting to mention, I'm actually using buttons again. So when I originally built my first mob farm, it was probably 4 or 5 years ago now, I used buttons, and the mobs will see the buttons as a full block and they'll walk off the edge. So that was like the mechanics of the original farm. But for some reason it got changed and mobs no longer saw the button as a full block. So in the mob farm that I just showed in this video, I used trapdoors instead, which was much more expensive, but I had to do that because buttons didn't work. But for some reason the game got changed again and now mobs see buttons as full blocks again. So yeah, I can do this pretty cheap now. Instead of using trapdoors, I can use buttons on the side of all of these blocks. But anyway, I do actually want to quickly build 2 more of these platforms and then get on with the rest of the project. Okay, that's all 3 of the platforms in place. And then I also went ahead and built the 3 platforms on the other side as well. And you might have realised that I placed the trapdoors and the buttons on this side. And that is so I get creepers only. So it does affect the efficiency a lot. You can see all of these spawning spaces that I've took up with buttons. But that will stop any of the spiders from spawning. So I don't get many creepers spawn over on this side. I probably get like 1 every 30 seconds or so. But that's way more than I need. I really don't need too many creepers for this project to work. But over on this side I'm getting all of the other mobs and I seem to be getting a decent amount. I could always add some more platforms if I need more of them. But I was thinking about adding some buttons over here as well to stop spiders from spawning, but I think that would decrease the rates too much. So I'm not too sure about that. It's something I'll think about, but I don't really know right now. So anyway, the plan for the project is to have all of the mobs over on this side. They're going to spawn and they're going to get pushed down into a chamber. So that's where I'm going to be collecting the skulls. Over on this side, I'm going to get all the creepers. They're going to get pushed down into a separate chamber. And that's where I'm going to turn them into charge creepers. And when I need them, I'm going to transport them to the main part of the chamber where I'm going to be collecting the skulls. So that is the plan. And the next step is to get the water streams in place. So I've already started this over on this side. It's just going to be the same on both sides. But what I'm going to do is put some water here and it should go all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to put one in the middle as well actually. So it should push all the way down to the bottom and then it'll push his creeper off the edge. And I think it's just taking a bit to update, so yeah, that's perfect. Then it will push them down into the chamber. So I'm going to do that afterwards, but first I'm going to get the rest of these water streams in place. Okay, I've got all of the water in place now and I've done this on both sides. And I've just made a little chamber down below. So at the moment all of the mobs are just falling into this chamber. And there is a little bit of an issue with the spiders blocking the top of the thing up there, so I think I do actually have to place some buttons around on this platform just to stop any spiders from spawning, because it is going to cause an issue. You can see it's causing a blockage there. So yeah, that's something I've got to sort out. But I think this is actually what I want to work on next. I need to figure out where the middle chamber is going to be. So I'm going to build this out of obsidian because charge creepers can't blow obsidian up. It's going to have to be a few blocks below this. I don't really know at the moment. Maybe like 4 or 5 blocks beneath this. Maybe even a little bit further. I might have to go onto a creative world and just mess around with this for a little bit first. So I'm going to make a little bit more progress and then I'll come back and show you what I've done. So I've made a little bit more progress here and it's starting to come together. So I'm just hoping the more I build, the more like you understand what the plans are and stuff. It's kind of hard to explain exactly what I'm trying to do here. But this is the middle chamber, so this is where I'm going to bring the charge creepers and then I'm going to drop them down into this. And the mobs are going to be down in here. So the charge creeper is going to drop down and then blow up all of the mobs in this area right here. So I've actually added a little switch. So I was trying to fly it with some torches there, but you can see I've added a switch, so if I pull this, the mobs will go into the chamber instead. So they'll just make their way down here and then fall down into this little bit in the middle. But anyway, this was the simple bit. All I had to do here was drop the mobs down and then bring them to the middle. Over on the other side, it's a little bit more complicated because I need to make a chamber for the creepers to turn them into charge creepers. And then I need to make a way to get them from that chamber to the middle of here. So you can see I've actually got 2 dirt blocks, and that's because The charged creeper is going to be on that dirt block right there. And what I'm going to do is break this block, and then I'm going to get a flint and steel in my hand. So I'm going to light the charged creeper and then quickly break that dirt block. So that's the reason that I've got the grass here. So I just need to make a chamber for these creepers to fall into and then change them into charged creepers. And I think I know how to do this. I've got an idea anyway, so I think I'll try and actually do this on camera. I know a lot of the rest of this I've done off camera. So to start off, I need to remove this and get the pistons in place. So I need to retract this block so the pistons will go right here. So 1, 2, 3. The level will go there, and then 3 redstone. So this should connect to these blocks and then pull them away. And then I just need to place all of the glass around the outside like this. So if I push this, the creepers will stay there, and then if I push it again, the creepers will drop down. And then we can start making the water stream like I did on the other side, but this one's only going to go across by a few blocks. So I think like 5 blocks, that should be enough. And then here is where I'm going to make the chamber. So this is the area where they're going to get converted. But I don't really know how big this needs to be, maybe about a 5x5. And I don't know if I should make it out of glass or if I should make it out of obsidian, because there is a chance that one of these charged creepers will blow up. And if it's all made out of glass, that's going to do a lot of damage. So I think I'll do an obsidian floor and then make the walls out of glass and just hope that I don't do anything wrong and get this blown up. Now I can build up the walls, so I think I'll just go 3 blocks all the way around. This will stop any of the creepers from getting out. So I actually need to make a small platform underneath this platform now, so I've just used some water to go down. I think 2 blocks below should be enough. And then I can just remove this water and place the block back. So the reason I need to get below here is because I want to place a dispenser just above this block right here. So above this block of obsidian, I'm actually going to break in and place that now. So right here I want there to be a dispenser, and this is going to have a water bucket inside. So when I activate this, it's going to push all of the creepers to this corner right here. So that means that if I break these blocks right here, if I put a minecart here, it will push all of the creepers straight into the minecart. So that's how I'm going to get the creepers out of here and then transport them over to the central spot here. And the reason I need the dispenser instead of just putting the water on top of a full block is because I want to put a lightning rod in the middle of this area. So I'm actually going to break this obsidian and then place a lightning rod just here. So I'll just get it quickly and place it there. So the way this works is if any creeper is in this area and then this lightning rod gets hit by lightning, it will turn all of the creepers into charged creepers. However, if there is water on the floor and the creeper is standing in water, it will not turn it into a charged creeper. So I need to be able to control when I want the water to be pushing the creepers down here and when I don't want the water there. So that is the point of this dispenser and then the lightning rod. So I should just be able to power this dispenser from below with a button. So if I push that, I should have water out here, and it goes all the way to the corner. And then if I go back underneath and I push it again, it should remove all of the water. So yeah, that's perfect. And that's pretty much the chamber done. So now all I need to do is set up some minecarts. So this here has to be a solid block because I'm going to put a powered rail here. And if I power this solid block, it will power the rail. If that's not a solid block, I can't power it. So that's the reason I need that. And it should be as simple as just doing a minecart rail to the middle. I'm going to put a powered rail as the last one, but it's going to be unpowered and that will stop the minecart dead. And that is pretty much the farm done now. There is one other thing that I wanted to do just beneath here. So this is underneath the chamber. I wanted to set up some minecart hoppers just to pick up the items through the obsidian. But I think I quickly want to test the farm first and see if it's actually working. And one thing I did actually forget is I forgot to put the water here to get the creepers from this, like, whatever this is, down into the chamber where they get converted. So I think if I put a sign on there, I should just be able to put 3 signs here across like this. And then I can just put some ice there, there and there and break all of this. And that should push any mobs straight into the chamber like that. So now that is pretty much everything complete and the farm's ready to test. So I think I'm just going to stay AFK for one night. You can see the mobs are already spawning. And for this farm to work, I do actually need the rain. So it might take a while for it to start raining, so I'm just going to wait about, hopefully it doesn't take too long, and then we can see the farm in action. Okay, so it's finally started raining. That actually took a while. But I did make a few changes to the farm while I was waiting for this. So I put some buttons over there so no spiders can spawn over on that side of the farm now. So I only get the creepers, skeletons and zombies, and then like the occasional witch and stuff. But I don't get any spiders clogging up the system. And I also made a little change down here. So this is where the creepers fall down. I removed the bottom 3 pieces of glass, and this just means that I can name tag the creepers before dropping them down. So they drop here, I give them a name tag and then drop them down into the system. So that means when I turn these into charge creepers and then I leave the area, they're not going to despawn. And then when I come back, I'm going to have some charge creepers just ready to use. But anyway, now it's raining, I'm quickly going to take advantage and turn these into charge creepers. So I've got channeling on this trident here. I'm pretty sure I can just throw it at this lightning rod like this. I heard the lightning there, and now all of these are charge creepers. So I've got some mobs in here, I don't really know how many. But if I jump up and look over the side, the skeletons will start shooting other mobs and it will just cause chaos down there. So instead, I'm just going to get a charge creeper and send it in. So we'll put a minecart down, and it didn't explode, so that's good. And then I can send it into the middle. It should go straight through the obsidian. So now it should be trapped there. And then I can break the minecart. I'll break the rails underneath it if I can. I'm not sure if I can reach that. And then I'm also going to break that dirt block right there. So this is the scary bit. I've got to try and ignite this creeper and then quickly break that dirt block underneath its feet. So I'm just going to go for it. We'll ignite it and then drop it down. And I'm pretty sure that all went to plan. So you can see all of the mob skulls on the floor down there. And I did actually set up a collection system underneath, and I wasn't sure if this was going to get exploded by the creeper blast, but it looks like it's fine. So now all of the heads are going to filter into this chest here. So I'll just wait a couple of seconds and see how many skulls I actually managed to get there. So it wasn't actually that many overall, so I got 8 zombie, 2 creeper and 6 skeletons, so is that 16 overall? So it wasn't the best return, but that's just because the farm over here isn't very efficient at the moment. I removed a lot of the spawning spaces by putting the buttons down. So I think what I'm going to do just to finish off the farm is add a few more platforms to this side so I can get more mobs, and then I'll put a roof on the top, and that means it will be working all day and all night, because at the moment it's only spawning things at night time. But the main thing is that the system is actually working. I'm getting mobs that are coming down into the killing chamber. I can get the charge creepers pretty easily, and then all of this is working just fine. So it's all gone to plan. I'm just not getting the rates that I want from this farm up here, but that shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, so it's actually been about 2 weeks since I recorded that last clip. As a lot of you know, I don't do YouTube full time. This is not my full-time job or anything. I just do it in my free time. I try to record a video every 2 weeks or get one uploaded every 2 weeks. But sometimes I just get way too busy in real life with my job and stuff like that, and I just don't have enough time to record a video. And that's what's happened here. So over the last 2 weeks, I've just not had enough time to play on the world and finish this episode. But I have had a little bit of time to play, and I did actually get a few things done. So I finished a farm up here. I added 3 more levels, and then I put the roof on top. So this is this project pretty much complete. And I also used it a few more times, and I got the rest of the mob heads that I needed. And I've already took them back over to the base. So I've got some mobs down there at the moment, and I'm quickly just going to use this charge creeper to get some more mob heads. So I will ignite it and then remove that, and that should kill all of them. See, I didn't want to fly away when I had some mobs in there because they would just despawn. But anyway, I've finished the project now, and I've been thinking about it, and I can think of so many ways to improve this. And I think I'm actually going to build another one of these in the future. Probably not for a long time. I don't just want to build this and then go straight onto the same project again. But I think I can improve it quite a lot. One of the biggest problems is that because I've just got a regular mob farm here, it takes up the mob cap pretty easily. So I think if I get some mob spawners and use them instead, I can get more mobs and it won't take up the mob cap. So that's something I'm going to consider doing. So yeah, I do have ideas for how to improve this, and I'm definitely going to do that in the future. Okay, so back over to the base. As I said, I did get a full stack of all of these heads here. And you'll also notice that I've got 64 dragon heads as well. So I've actually already recorded, or at least tried to record, the end of this episode. But while I was editing, for some reason the last few clips, the audio was just terrible. Like, I think I plugged in my headphones into my PC and it was picking up the microphone from my headphones instead of the mic that I'm using now. So I've had to record the end of this episode again really quickly. So yeah, I did record quite a few clips and I've had to cut them out. But I will put the clips of me actually getting the dragon heads. I think I already had 30 from like previous end raiding sessions. So I needed like another 34 or something like that. So I'll just quickly put those clips in just so you can see me getting them. And it actually didn't take too long to get all of the dragon heads. Usually when I go end raiding I kill all of the shulkers for the shulker shells. But now you can farm them quite easily, you don't need to do that. So instead I just looted all of the chests. So it makes end raiding a lot faster. So I got plenty of elytra just for anyone who's wondering. Some swords, plenty of like tools and stuff. None of this stuff is really that useful to me, but I'm sure some people would find this stuff pretty useful on their world. I just don't need it on mine. I also did get some shulkers, plenty of ender chests, and I got loads of diamond horse armor and diamonds as well. So the diamonds are what I wanted the most. I think I got 3 stacks overall, and then I got plenty more horse armor as well. So I got plenty of loot, but all I really wanted was the diamonds and then the dragon heads of course. So I feel like the end of this episode has been a little bit rushed, but I really just want to get it edited and uploaded as soon as possible. It's been like a month since my last upload now. So I usually try to upload every 2 weeks. A month is quite a long time. So I'm going to try get this uploaded tomorrow, which is the Sunday. And the next episode should be released a lot sooner. The 1.20 update's actually coming out in a few days. So I think I'm going to be exploring a lot of that for the next episode. But anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed and I will see you all next time.